Alrighty, the Vk100.01 brackets P, the catchily named Land Walrus. So, did a video some time back playing the tank stock. I finally got it upgraded and running, so I thought I'd revisit it and kind of do some do's and don'ts with the tank. If you're considering buying it, it's certainly very, very, very strong. When it first came out, there was claims that it needed to be nerfed and that it was OP and all of that. It's not OP for sure. It's certainly very, very tough, but as time has gone on, people have learned how to deal with it. And when it first came out, they didn't know what the heck to do with it, because it was new to tier and it is a super heavy. So effectively, as part of this video, I'll try and tell you how best to drive it, but by doing that I'll also tell you how to deal with it if you kind of meet one of these things. Now, the first battle I've put in because I get wrecked, and I wanted to show you how to get this. Is a great shot, by the way. Look at this. Yeah, brilliant. Killed a curb. I wanted to show you me getting wrecked so that you can kind of figure out how not to get wrecked if you follow, if that logic is perverse enough for you. Now, the game starts off well enough in the sense that there's an IS-6 down here, and I do, what you can do with this tank, which is to basically get in front of something, and the pen's no trouble at all with the gun. And if you look, I'm putting the gun up in front of the top hatch so that he can't hit it, because the top hatch on this tank is pretty damn big and it's a massive weak spot. So if you're face hugging something, if you put the gun up to the left there like I did, they can't see the top hatch, or at least it makes it very much harder for them to go through, and it confuses the hell out of them as well. So definitely do that. If you're face hugging in the tank, get that gun up and get it over the hatch on the left there, and you'll be apples. I take one in the side, which is pretty much inevitable, but I know that I can front up this ball, so no worries at all. And there you go. So I took a bounce for 640. Unless he's aiming very, very, very carefully with heat, then he's not going to penetrate the front of this tank frontally at all. So then I'm down to the defender, and you would think, well, so far so good, it's not a huge score. As you can see from the gun, it's not just my bad shooting, it's not super accurate but by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not bad. And the alpha damage that it gives out is very, very nice indeed. It's more than enough. You hit someone for over 500, it's more than enough to get the job done. Now here's me getting wrecked, so watch. That's a bad shot. What happened there was the Helsing went straight through the bottom plate with both shots, because I'm on elevated ground. I'm above him, I'm not hull down in any way, and you're going to shoot me straight between the legs, and that bottom plate is a weak spot. Now, right enough, I'm going to come round and clear the Helsing, because he's the most dangerous tank pretty much left on the enemy team, and I'm happy with that. But as I come up, do you see that again? 313, that's straight through the bottom plate, and that's because I'm above that tank, and I'm showing him my knackers. At the moment I angle up, do you see the bounce come in? Great. Now watch this. Yep, I'm angled, so I'm going to get the bounce, but look, watch where he's aiming. Do you see that? That's right through the hatch. So I should have had my gun up there, and I should have been defending that hatch. So there you go. I mean, I've done okay in the game. I've bounced, 1700, I've done nearly 2k damage. But can you see how easy it actually is to get wrecked in this tank if you put it in a bad situation? Because players that know what they are doing will either shoot the bottom plate or they will go straight through that hatch. So you got to watch both of those armor weaknesses, and if you do that, you're going to be absolutely fine in the tank, because it is, apart from those two things, absolutely rock hard. It's a great tank. So there you go. That is, in a nutshell, how not to play the tank. And just as a subtext to that, you saw me at the end just going points. If I'm playing Supremacy there, and that's me I ain't going to push those last 2 tanks. There's no point in risking it. You know what I mean? Just win on points. It's supremacy, for God's sake. Like, go back to the garage, have a smaller repair bill. I mean, why bother? Anyway, T49 knew what he was doing, so fair play to him, and we get through the game. No thanks to me particularly. But there you go. Now, second game is, I think, actually how to play the tank, like to play it well. The first thing to do is to kind of calm down with it, right? It's not a tank that particularly rewards the YOLO, and you saw why in that previous game. So it's a new Primacy match in ratings. I've been playing the tank in ratings. It's been going very, very well for me. It's pretty tough. So I'm going to go to C cap here, because if I push around to D or A, honestly it takes an age in this tank to get left or right, and you might as well in New Primacy go play the middle here and just be the tough heavy that you can be. There's a defender, no problem at all, straight through the front, angle up immediately, bounce for 400, no worries at all. And all you really need to do in this tank is don't do anything dumb or stupid, just hold and anchor your team up. I mean, that's basically it. It's like a not very mobile bunker. Lovely shot, by the way, from the T49 there. Splash me. I mean, not much that can be done for that, but it was my fault. I poked for too long. Now look at the IS-5 here. This is not how to drive any kind of heavy tank. He's just gone out there and got absolutely wrecked, and I'm saying to him, negative. Now if I'd driven the Land Walrus out there, exactly the same would have happened to me. You are not invulnerable by any stretch of the imagination. Watch this shot, by the way. But you got to be patient. That's kind of the point. And Blitz is a game of 7 minutes. You're a minute and a half in. The damage and the wins will come, but especially in these types of tanks, you really do need to have patience. You can't do what that IS-5 did and just lose your crap and pull out like that. So the T49 is gone, and you would think, yeah, we're in a pretty good position here, but you know, this is Blitz, and we get a destroyed T49. I don't know what went on with that, but okay. The ISU, unless he splashes me from that distance, is going to do very, very well to hit a weak spot. I mean, given that I'm behind a rock and a bush. So I'm quite happy for him to miss, which he does, and I give him some love back. And then we've got the Drac. We've still got an ISU, and back there somewhere is a full health defender. So life is not great. And I'm kind of looking across the map here, and there's going to be a Type 62 come across, and he's going to decide that he's going to go see the ISU and the defender and do some good work there. And there's always a temptation to try and save them and to sort of push down the middle of the map and try and help. By the time you get there, boys and girls, they're always dead. And just learn that. I mean, I'm not against helping people, but the amount of times. Anyway, HE right into the arse of the Drac, so that's kind of spoilt his day, just a tad. The T23 is basically saying hold, and believe me, buddy, I'm holding here because this is a great spot for the Land Walrus. The Land Walrus has got ridges, it's got burrs, you can hide the bottom plate, you can hide the top hatch. There is absolutely no rush, and we've got 2 caps, so like, why on earth would you rush anywhere? So I'm just gonna sit here, and this is what the Land Walrus can do. You just got to be patient with it. You know, the bounces will come, the damage will come. You just got to be patient and not do anything stupid. And I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to look after C. And I'm basically going, all right, anyone wants to come up here? There's a good 500 alpha for you. Good luck. And I know that they're going to have to start pushing. Now the Drac's done the right thing and gone across to A, and I looked in the game afterwards, and he is actually a really good player, so is doing the right thing, and the T-23 is also doing the right thing by going after him. So I know basically I'm now going to get pushed by a defender and an ISU. And when you're driving this tank in these sorts of situations, that's absolutely fine. You know, don't worry about it. You just need to be facing the right way. Yeah, right, defender gets one into the side of me. He had to come from one direction or the other. I'm going to turn round and I'm going to face him. I know that the Drak's probably going to put shots into the side of me as I turn. I can't do anything about that, but I also know that it's not going to hurt very much. That's absolutely fine. I'm going to skirt right here because I really do not want the ISU hitting the side of me. That will be massively painful. And you know, we're going to win this on points. I'm just going to go around and make sure this defender doesn't get onto Cap. There he is. Bounce off him, final insult, job done. And I think that is the way to play the tank. Compare and contrast that with my lack of patience and sort of bad errors I made, you know, with the armour in the first game. So just play it like that. Take your time in it. Make sure you cover the weak spots. Just anchor the team with the tank. Stay in the game. And you know, just be the Land Walrus that you know you want to be, and you should be 60% plus in the tank because it's a really strong vehicle. And if you haven't got one, go get one. It's great fun. Anyway, see ya. Bye.